When I worked in South Africa in the newspaper, sometimes we would use this exercise in a very positive way. Remember, it was the time of apartheid, and black people were not allowed to go into white neighborhoods without at least carrying a pass on their body. If they got caught without their pass, they could get beaten or put in jail. Well, many of our journalists were black, and they were writing articles that were the truth, and some of them were not all that complimentary to the white government. So many days, our journalists got beaten or they got put in jail, and there were times when they didn't even come back. So we decided we better start having a little more positive attitude, and before people went out there into the world that they may not come back from, maybe the last thing we said to them needed to be something good, something that they could take with them and hold on to. And so we would do this 1-minute compliment before anyone would go out into the field for the day. We would tell people, you write good stories, you're covering the truth, you're making a difference in the world. This is so important, and you look good too. And sometimes when the journalists would come back in after they were out in the field for the day, they'd come straight to my office and they'd go, Judi, give me a minute. Just give me a minute. And I'd give them a minute of telling them how important they were to my world and to the cause. And then there were those times when I'd walk through the editorial area and I would hear one of the journalists on their computer, I would hear them yell out, and what else? And it would just kind of lighten up the atmosphere a little bit, and maybe somebody else would yell back, and you've got a nice nose too. And then we'd all laugh. It helped us to have a more positive attitude in a very, very difficult time. It helped us to keep ourselves focused on our vision and our goal. And this is what we all must do. We must add those positives into our environment, into the negativity that we deal with on a daily basis. We must add those positives into our own life, because each time we say something positive to someone else, we hear it as well. We're upping our numbers. What about you? What are you doing to make your environment more positive? I've just given you a secret weapon. You can go back and you can compliment those people that are difficult. You can tell them the good things about themselves. Just pick one person this week that you're going to work with. Now, they don't have to know you're doing it, but just compliment them on a regular basis. And with those of you who know each other, maybe if you're having a bad day, here's your secret code. Call up and say, and what else? And somebody else will say something good to you at that time. Or say, just give me a minute. And people will know the code, and they will give you those compliments that make you feel very special.